welcome back to another episode of Cactus Plays Phoenix Wright is Attorney. My name is Bobby.
I'm Kevandre.
And this case has gone on fucking long enough, dude.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Let's finish this shit up.
Okay. So, last time we got Dee Vasquez on the stand. She's testifying, and it's stuff like, oh yeah, well you didn't even eat that steak. And the spear isn't even a murder weapon. This whole case is out of order.
Yeah.
But, okay, why not just reveal that in court when everybody's surprised and there can be no real good research? God damn, does this justice system make no sense. But we ended it on the continue, so now we're continuing. So, yeah. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. But whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that caused another man to die 5 years ago?
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it?
Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright.
It's not ironic, just coincidental.
I could use a man like you on my script writing staff.
You deny that what I say is true?
Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not?
Bitch, you have a van.
And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less.
I assume it's not too hard to change the clothes of a dead man.
Are you then claiming that I carried the bodio to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
I can think of multiple ways, actually.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
I bet you could move it, or she had another way.
She had another way, yeah.
Yeah.
Like either just chugging it in the van, or she had that mob of mafia guys come in like
Right.
5 seconds.
Out of nowhere, inside of a trailer.
And they could easily pull that shit off.
Yeah. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands?
For instance?
Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body.
Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
Oh, that's... There we go. The van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony.
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me.
You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume.
Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manila was a conspirator?
Of course he was. Or, of course he wasn't. Probably he was.
Yeah, probably, right?
Right? I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
He just wants to get it in so bad.
Right? And it's mentioned that he was underneath Vasquez's thumb, too.
Right.
So, okay. Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Which makes sense. Well, Miss Vasquez, Shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright.
Hey, I don't look that smart.
I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? What? Okay, what the fuck? Could you imagine that happening in like a real trial? Like that person's on the witness stand and all that stuff, and they go, "Alright, well, close enough. Alright, I did it." And everybody's just like, "Fuck, what do we do now?"
Fair enough.
That never happens.
Yeah.
What do we do?
It's a slam dunk.
Yeah. So, what happens next? Hey! Thank you, I'm just as good a lawyer as Phoenix Wright. Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
Uh-huh. I lost? Something like that?
She did say that.
I just said that.
Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer. So stoic.
Yeah.
Who can say?
Huh?
Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right.
But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether.
God damn this bitch.
You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
What? What? Sorry for the spiking.
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof.
Exclamation mark. Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving.
What do I do now?
No further questions.
Maybe have her testify again? Or just say she did it?
Yeah, you did it.
Just, you did it?
Or
Okay.
testify or...
Something. Anything but letting her go. Miss Vasquez, you did it.
That wasn't a question.
Did you do it?
No.
Mr. Wright.
Sorry, this game has me in the funnies. So, yes, Your Honor.
I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict.
What do I do now?
Alright, testify, I guess.
I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again.
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say.
Say what there is to say.
What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time.
Damn. To come so far, only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez.
Oh shit.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see. Very well.
Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes, indeed, verily I say, ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body. Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict?
He's gonna, about for D. Vasquez.
Right? It's gonna be fine. He's still gonna get it. After all that... Edgeworth. You sly fox.
I don't know why that's funny.
I like the idea of just calling Edgeworth a sly fox.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying, "He did it." I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick. We're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Give her the old purple nurple.
Right. That's what all witnesses need.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Lawyers don't give your witness a purple nurple on the stand. When the interrogation room, and if you're in there, go for it. I don't care. Maybe film it and then send it to me. I want to see.
Yeah.
But not on the witness stand. Anyways, so right. That's my name too.
I was with Sal and Oldback, the security lady, when we found the body.
What time was that?
We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then.
Sorry, got his knees. Ew. Sorry. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio?
About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you.
Professor is hard
Yeah.
to go by.
Where were the other employees when you got to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes?
Yeah, but that's kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to come back from summer break and one of my teachers were to ask, so what did you do this summer? And I said, I wasn't murdering people.
Yeah.
Either I'm saying that I'm trying to deflect and saying I certainly wasn't doing that, or I know what my teacher did last summer, and one shady bastard.
Yeah, just a shame.
Yeah.
Or you summer vacation, it's fucking just your teacher. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, first day back from summer vacation,
Yeah.
accused the teacher of murder.
It seems very specific. So I'm thinking that this has happened to Bobby.
Look,
He's gotten many teachers fired.
you don't know my whole story.
I don't, and I'm unraveling it one day at a time.
It's a weird-ass story. Anyways.
You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
Oh. But boy!
The witness will continue her testimony.
The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent.
Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember.
Remember the warden?
The 21st day of September. There was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet
How
you
could I ever forget?
That's a different song.
I don't care.
Yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Sigh. Yeah, always press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
you discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one was there. No one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
That's just rude. And how the hell does he not stand out? He's a giant lion.
Yeah, I know, right?
Poor Powers.
Why isn't he here? Like, shouldn't he be in the courtroom during his trial?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah. He might have killed somebody. You can't have a wild person like that out in the courtroom.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue.
I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up.
What was everyone else doing at that time?
No one said a thing. Yeah, it was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Phrasing. Phrasing.
Phrasing.
Silence.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
She just starts juggling.
Yeah, toss a pie in her face or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's just like the good old days in court.
Yeah?
I remember that plot twist in To Kill a Mockingbird when when Gregory Peck just rolled up with a fucking pie and is like, yeet! That's what happened, right?
Yeah, totally what happened. No other possibility.
The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying,
He did it.
Didn't she just say everything was quiet? Old Bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it?
She said because she saw him going towards the studio.
Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word?
Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact.
That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera.
She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer.
I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Yeah, don't use the Old Bag.
I asked to be left out of the proceedings.
That's some shady shit. You asked to be left out.
Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you. Covered it up for you. There must have been a lot of writing on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting.
Plus, you know, the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning.
I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes.
The script and your direction notes.
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not. But wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why is that?
There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that?
Oh yeah, I guess.
It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Very well. Ms. Vasquez, please continue.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
As well you should.
Yeah. Phoenix also should.
Yeah. Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1.
Oh! Shut the fuck up.
Got him.
Mr. Edgeworth. What have you just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez.
Hey, Kitty. You gonna come up here? There you go.
Do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me.
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? This is kangaroo court! No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would not be a rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change the testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind.
Now, hold on. How did you know about the injury?
How did I know? Sal. He told me.
Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted.
We're gonna peg her?
Yeah. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him.
Alright, so we probably gotta present something, right?
Yeah.
Probably on that last one, right?
Right, that's what
one.
That's what I'm thinking. Alright. So
I mean, that's probably good.
that one's probably good. Yeah. Since I was taking it like 2. But that doesn't really help, does it? I ain't got anything better. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could find one where it was like them practicing in the morning, but that wasn't really a photo. That's just like a flashback.
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking for. So I was hoping it had a timestamp on that and her saying, oh yeah, none of us were there and shit. But okay, we're gonna go with that one. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was a Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers.
What?
Oh yeah, that's a good point too.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Pretending?
One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured?
I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you, the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping? Or you heard Mr. Manila wrong?
It's gotta be saw him limping.
Yeah. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah.
And when was he doing this?
Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered.
Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Witness! Can you refute this claim?
Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez.
Very well. I have a question for you.
Answer a question with another question. How rude. Why are the real killers always so persistent?
Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Can I? Hold on.
I mean, it's the photo, right? Because she's the chick in it?
Yeah. Yeah, alright. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. Just let me whip this out.
I always keep pictures of 5-year-old... No. 5-year-old murderers in my pants. Look, don't worry about it.
Look, you might have fucked up the wording a bit on that one at first.
Yeah.
You alright there, buddy?
I'm dead now.
All right.
Look, man, 3 episodes in a row of fucking visual novel is quite a bit.
Yeah, it starts to wear on you if you're doing it in a recording session. So, anyways. This is my proof.
This is the photo from before?
This photo reveals a motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? What the fuck? It's like some gagged whale off the coast.
Yeah,
Just making
a
the
gagged
weird-
whale. I'm just imagining just the fucking killer whale with just like the red ball.
Right,
like
the BDSM thing going on. You ever see a dolphin in a gimp mask? Let me tell you, it's a hell of a time.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom.
His guilt weighed him down, no doubt.
However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change.
Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate.
Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Oh.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
Reveal evidence or she had no motive? Reveal evidence. Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive. Sure. Let me just get right on that. And, is it the same photo?
Like, maybe. It seems kind of hinky to me, though. Like, she wouldn't have thought that he was Hammer in that costume, right? What reasons would she have wanted to kill Mr. Powers?
That's a good question. Not entirely sure.
Then again, like the judge said, it seems like Hammer had reasons for killing her. So maybe he was dressing up in the Steel Samurai costume to go attack her and frame Will for it.
Could be. Could be. That would be an interesting one.
And then it was like self-defense or something.
So would it be this one?
Maybe.
Not the Global Studios. Not the murder weapon, because that would have been silly. Not the Mr. Monkey Head. Yeah, this is a weird one. But probably one of the photos, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the 5-year-old photo, right? Again, we're going to present it for the 3rd time.
Yeah, just because that's her in it.
Right. They might unveil more of it.
Yeah. This is my proof.
And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammond? I'd say it all proves the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles.
That may also be true.
Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately. And I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of the court's time.
Motherfucker.
Alright. I'm thinking that I might be right on the money with my defense theory, though.
Okay. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please.
Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
So maybe she had no motive.
That's what I'm thinking.
She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood.
Cool.
All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense.
What's that now?
Sorry, what now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What? What?
Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years.
Cool. It checks out. Holy shit.
Yeah. Alright. So, you did do it, didn't you?
Yes. I am guilty. It was me.
It was me. Not even.
Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah! Miss Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! No! Please don't die. Please.
Well, that was riveting.
Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edward, where's D. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm as collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
it appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
It's what I do. Thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty.
About fucking time.
Confetti! Do they have confetti in the courtroom?
All the time. Nothing but it's just a ceiling of confetti.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Alright.
I don't know what to say.
How about save it for next time?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 30 plus minutes. We got the not guilty verdict.
Yeah, that's cool.
we're good.
We'll do this
And we continue,
epilogue.
If we continue on with the epilogue, we'll probably end it like at the spot we're supposed to, and we can't have that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not what this channel.
We have to
playthrough
start
is
the next
about.
episode with the epilogue.
Right. But we got the not guilty.
Yes.
So this case is finally done. It took forever.
I know, right?
Okay. We're just cycling our way through. There we go.
Cool. So yeah, I figured that shit out like at the last second.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense because
Bravo.
when I was thinking about like, why did the victim do any of this?
Yeah.
It all kind of is like, all right, okay, this makes more sense now. So that's something.
Yeah. I still think the little helper chick did it.
Yeah. Maybe she'll come back later and be like, I actually killed that guy 5 years ago.
Yeah, it turns out that we go through this game and we do all the missions and we get to the last one and we start seeing some odd patterns and she pops up again and it's like,
Yeah.
she's been the mastermind behind all of this.
Turns out, she's the Illuminati.
Right.
She's been Illuminati.
I don't care for that. It sounds like some kinky shit where you just shout conspiracy theories at each other while you're fucking.
Don't kink shame me. That sounds amazing.
I'm kind of kink shaming you on that one.
Look, it sounds pretty good actually.
Y'all are weird.
Just like plowing away, and the girl's just like, oh, you know, Paul, he died in 1964. I'm like, oh, girl, keep talking sweet nothings.
Oh, you're fucked up.
I know
Okay.
you.
Well, let's go ahead. We can do our shoutouts.
Ah,
Mer.
cat attack.
Kitty, 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 kitty. I'll go ahead and do mine first.
Cool.
Because I very recently started watching this. I'm 2 episodes in, I think. Carnival Row for Amazon Prime. Because I've been watching a whole bunch of The Expanse on there, but I finished it. So then I'm watching Carnival Row. They've been advertising it a lot. It has Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne, however you pronounce her.
Oh, that's
fucking
the
name.
one that you're talking about.
Right. And Orlando Bloom is a detective, Cara Delevingne is a pixie, and there's other fantastical beasts in there. So stuff like that. It's like merging in the old colonial England-ish times. Something like that. So it's a bit weird. There seems to be a lot of backstory. There seems to be a lot of building on it. It's not super heavy-handed, which I'm appreciating. I don't think it's going to be all that great by the time I get to the end of it, but the first few episodes have really, really caught me, and this entire time we've been recording, I'm like, hurry up, I just want to go back and watch more of this show. So, it's been interesting, and I sort of like it. So I want to do a shout out to it. If you're interested, it's worth at least the first couple of episodes to give it a feel, see if you're interested in more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, give it the Madoka 3.
Yeah, Madoka.
Yeah. You know what that is. I've explained it.
Yeah,
on the
you
channel.
explained it, yeah. Alright, as for me, I'm going to do a shout out to a book series, though technically right now it's just one book, and technically it's not even a book yet, because it's more of an Audible original.
I want to do a shout out to a book series. Well, it's not really a book series. It's just a book. Well, it's not really a book. It's just an Audible thing.
Look, for now it's just an Audible original.
It's not really an Audible thing. It's a book.
Yeah, exactly. Probably at some point it's going to come out as an actual book, but for right now it's just an Audible original written by my boy Drew Hayes called 5 Minute Sherlock. And it's an interesting take on the Sherlock Holmes mythos. It's more about it's modern day, and the guy has this weird brain issue where he can observe things really, really well. He's constantly getting stimulus from everything. And he's also under the delusion that he is a descendant of Sherlock Holmes, the fictional character. And he goes by Sherman Holmes. And so the people, like the government people who are like watching over him, seeing how can we use this asset, are just indulging the shit out of him. And they're like, okay, he needs a Watson. You're Watson now. And so like the main character is Watson, and he's kind of going and hanging out with Sherman. It's pretty good. I kind of like it, and I'm looking forward to the next one whenever it does come out. I'm not a big fan of Sherlock. I've always been much more of a Poirot kind of guy. But I actually really enjoyed this. Drew Hayes is one of my favorite authors. You guys know it. And his humor is here very, very truly. So if you like his other stuff, check this out. Or if you're even like kind of interested in Sherlock, check it out too.
Yes.
I highly recommend it.
He keeps on saying like random shit while he's listening to it. We'll just be at work, And then he'll start singing this weird-ass song. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? And he's like, oh, it's from the book.
The ankle bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the skull bone's connected to the wing bone's connected to the goat head, and that's how chimeras are made.
Yeah, shit like that.
That's from the book. The narrator is great, also. He does a great job.
So, I'll probably end up listening to it shortly, and I don't even like listening to books.
Yeah, it's not that long, so. Yeah. Cool. Alright, guys, we'll see you next time for the wrap-up of this case, and then eventually the next one.
Yeah, eventually. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Garrison.